So the circle has a center origin, and this is x square plus y square equal to r square. So r square is 25, r is 5. So it's a circle with center at origin, radius as 5. Okay, so we'll just mark these points as AB. Some 3, 4 and minus 4, 3. So the triangle is inscribed in the circle means C is a point somewhere on the circumference. They're asking us to find this angle. So how do you find that angle? They asked ABC, where ABC or it should be ACB. Basically, this is ACB. So if you clearly see what is the slope of this line, 0, 0 and 3, 4 slope is 4 minus 0 by 3 minus 0, 4 by 3. And for this, what is the slope? 3 minus 0 by minus 4 minus 0, 3 by minus 4 or minus 3 by 4. So clearly M1, M2 is minus 1. The lines are perpendicular, so this angle is 90 degrees. So what will be this angle? We have a property that angle subtended by any arc at the center is double the angle it subtends in opposite segment. So usually if this is 2 theta, this will be theta. So 2 theta is 90. 2 theta is 90 degrees. So theta should be 45 degrees or pi by 4 radians. So answer is option C. So we have a circle. The center is specified. And this is cutting some length, some 6 units on a line. So AB is 6. The line is supposed 2x minus 5y plus 18. On a line, it is cutting some intercept. They're asking us to find the circle. So usually to find a circle, you should know center and radius. Center is already given. So you need to find the radius. And the length of the chord AB is 6. You can just join and you already know the center. You know this length. So drop a perpendicular. Then M will be the midpoint. We have a property that perpendicular drawn from center of a circle to a chord will bisect it. So this 6 will become 3 here and 3 here. The total length is 6. But it becomes 3 each. So 3 till here, 3 till here. And this distance, suppose if I call it as some d, this radius is r. So clearly you can say that r square will be d square plus 9 by Pythagoras theorem. And if I know d, I can find r. And how to find distance d? The distance from point to a line, you have a formula in straight lines chapter. What is the formula for distance from point to a line? So we had a formula mod of ax1 plus by1 plus c by root a square plus b square to find distance from point to a line. With this formula, you can find the distance d. So you are finding the distance from this point to this line. So for xy, you have to substitute this 3 minus 1. So 2 into x is 2 into 3 minus 5 into y is minus 1 plus 18 by root of a square plus b square means a is x coefficient. So 2 square, b is y coefficient minus 5 square. So this will give you 29 by root 29. So this is therefore root 29. So the distance d is 29 and we have r square equal to d square plus 9 from the previous page. You can see by Pythagoras theorem we wrote it. So this would become 29 plus 9, 38. R square is 38. So we know that the circle has a center as 3 minus 1 and r square as 38. And usually when we know center and radius, what is the circle? X minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square is the formula to find the circle. So you can just say the required circle is given by this formula where the center is 3 minus 1. So you write x minus 3 whole square plus y minus of minus 1 whole square equal to r square, which is 38. So just finish this. You will get x square plus y square when you expand minus 6x plus 2y. Then 9 plus 1, 10. 10 minus 38 is minus 28 equal to 0. So let's go back and check the answer. I think C option is matching. Yeah, C is the correct answer. So we'll move on to third problem. So we have to find the equation of incircle of equilateral triangle. This is actually incircle of equilateral triangle where B is given, vertex C is given, and they mentioned A lies in fourth quadrant. This is vertex C. So B is somewhere here 2, 0. C is 4, 0. And an equilateral triangle with vertex, say, in fourth quadrant is formed like this. So they're asking us to find out equation of incircle. So basically, incircle is a circle which touches all the three sides of the triangle. And this distance is nothing but in radius. The distance is nothing but in radius. But here, because it is equilateral triangle, so usually this perpendicular need not pass through vertex, this vertex, but equilateral triangle will pass through the vertex. Suppose if I say this is D, so the center will be in center, but that is the incircle has center as in center. For equilateral triangle, I and G are same, centroid and G are same only. And the distance ID is the radius of the circle. So if you can find ID distance, I coordinates, you can find the circle. So what is the length of the side given here? 2040 gap is how much? 2. And this is the midpoint in equal triangle. This is the midpoint. So this is 1 each. And what are the coordinates of D? They are 3, 0. This is 3, 0 because midpoint of these two. And if that is 3, 0, what will be the coordinates for this point I? These two lie on the same vertical. If you move in the y direction, x won't change. But what will be the y coordinate means? First, you find out the altitude of the triangle. What is the altitude of equilateral triangle? Root 3 by 2 into side. So root 3 by 2 into side is already 2. That BC. So AD is root 3. And once you know AD, this I is nothing but centroid itself. I and G are the same. And we know that AI by ID will be 2:1 because centroid divides a median in the ratio 2:1. So out of the total, AI will be 2/3, ID will be 1/3. So ID will be 1/3 of AD. So 1/3 of root 3. 1/3 of root 3, that will become 1 by root 3. So this is y coordinate is minus 1 by root 3 because the distance ID is equal to 1 by root 3. It is downward, so minus 1 by root 3. And R is ID only. Radius is ID. That is same as this. So this is only the radius. So the required circle has center as 3, minus 1 by 3, which is the incenter as well as the centroid. G and I are the same. And radius is 1 by root 3. So with this, how will you write the circle? Against x minus 3 whole square plus y plus 1 by root 3 whole square equal to r square 1 by 3. 1 by root 3 whole square. Solve this, you'll get the answer x square plus y square minus 6x plus 2 by root 3 y. Here you'll get 3 square 9 and 1 by 3 will cancel plus 9 equal to 0. So this is the required circle. Let us check the options. So I think first option is matching. Yeah. So A is the answer. So equation of circumcircle of this equilateral triangle, if one of the vertex coincides with origin, and what is the equation of incircle? So the circle equation doesn't have a constant term, means it passes through origin, and origin is also a point on the circle, which is one vertex of triangle. They gave circumcircle equation asking for incircle equation. So usually when you draw a circle circumscribing a triangle, this is called circumcircle. A circle is inscribed in the triangle. This is called incircle. So this is called circumcircle. And the center of this will be circumcenter. This is called incircle. Center of this will be incenter. For equilateral triangle, they will coincide. And usually if you write down the radius of this circle, capital R, this is called circumradius. And the radius of this circle is denoted by small r, that is called inradius. Radius of incircle is called inradius. The relation between these two is small r is less than or equal to r by 2 in general for all triangles. For equilateral, equal to sign will hold. For equilateral triangle, r will be r by 2 always. So inradius is half of circumradius for equilateral triangle. For all other triangles, r will be less than r by 2. Its maximum value will happen when it is equilateral. So you have to know this to solve the problem. But since it is equilateral, the circumcenter and incenter are same. So whatever center is there for the given circle, same center you can take for incircle also. And out of the three, one vertex they gave origin. So this is origin, for example. Then you will know the center and radius of the circle equation. So circumcenter, incenter both are same only because it is equilateral. So for the circle x square plus y square plus 2ax plus 2by equal to 0, how will you find the center? You compare with the general form x square plus y square plus 2gx. So 2g is 2a, g is a. 2fy is 2b, so f is b. This is a, this is b. And center is minus g minus f. So that means center should be minus a minus b. And the radius is root of g square plus f square minus c, but c is not there here. C is 0 in this case. So it will be root of a square plus b square. So then what is the circumcircle radius? This is capital R basically. We'll use capital letter because this is circumcircle radius. So what will be the radius of incircle? R by 2, which is root of a square plus b square by 2. But this center of the circle is circumcenter as well as incenter because it is equilateral triangle. So center we can take minus a minus b only. This is the incenter of center of incircle, which is the same as this. So equation will be x plus a whole square plus y plus b whole square because this is the center, equal to radius will be incircle, so r square. So a square plus b square by 4. So simplify this, you should get D option. So 4x square plus 4y square plus you will get 2ax into 4, 8ax. Here you will get 2by multiplied with 4, 8by. There will be 4a square plus 4b square here, a square plus b square. When you subtract, it becomes 3a square plus 3b square equal to 0.